ChatGPT ads are finally live, and right now there is a gold rush happening and the window won't stay open for long. Think about what happened with Google ads in 2002. Clicks were literally 5 cents. Or Facebook ads in 2010 before every agency on the planet caught on. High demand, almost zero competition. The people who moved first won. That's exactly where we are today with ChatGPT. If you're new here, I'm Frank, and in the next few minutes I'll show you inside a real client ChatGPT ads account. By the end of this video, you'll be ready to launch your own. Let's go. Quick start before we start. Google took 15 years to reach 1 billion searches per day. OpenAI ChatGPT hit 1 billion searches per day in under 10 months. By 2025, OpenAI reported handling 2.5 billion searches per day. Now, we don't have public numbers for this year yet, but if the rumored IPO happens in 2026 or 2027, those daily numbers will likely look even crazier. This is the moment. So what actually is a ChatGPT ad? It's a sponsored card that appears below ChatGPT's response, clearly labeled, visually separated from the answer. Think of someone typing, "I need to get in better shape. Where do I start?" And right below ChatGPT's answer, your brand shows up. Here's the key thing to understand about ChatGPT ads. Ads are only rolling out in a few countries for now: the US, Australia, New Zealand, and Canada. So if you're outside these regions, you probably won't see them yet. Now, who sees these ads? Only free and Go plan users. That's over 900 million weekly active users, the biggest, broadest audience you can reach. Plus, Pro, Business, and Enterprise stay ad-free. And according to OpenAI, ads won't affect the answers you get. Conversations won't be shared with advertisers, and sensitive topics like health, politics, or mental health won't be eligible for ads. That's the format. Now, let's talk about what makes ChatGPT ads genuinely different from Google or Meta. OpenAI knows everything about you, and this is the part that keeps me up at night, because no platform in history has ever known this much about its user. Think about how Facebook targets you. It's making educated guesses. It sees that you like the fitness page, that you're 28, that you live in Miami, and it tries to figure out what you might want to buy. Google goes a little bit further. It knows what you're actually searching for, but a search query is just a few words. Mattress for back pain, that's it. No context, no story. Now, let's think about ChatGPT for a second. When someone types, "I need to get in better shape. I've been feeling sluggish lately and I don't know where to start." OpenAI doesn't have to guess anything. You told them everything: your problem, your situation, your intent. You literally handed them the information. Over 30% of ChatGPT users use it for personal advice: how to lose weight, how to sleep better, how to manage stress. Some even use it as a therapist. These are high intent moments, people actively looking for solutions and ready to act. People aren't using ChatGPT to scroll mindlessly, they're using it to solve real problems at work, at home, every single day. That's what makes this completely different. Google knows what you search, Meta knows what you like. ChatGPT knows what you actually need. Alright, let's get into the setup. First thing you want to do is go to ads.openai.com, and on the top right, click on sign up. You will land in this screen. You need to log in with a real email here. I'm gonna do that right away. They're gonna ask you your age, so go past that process. Just type in your age here. The next thing you will be asked is information about your business. That's your legal business name, business, website, and industry. Keep in mind that you will always be able to go back to the previous step, but once you submit the application, there's no way you can edit anything you submitted. So we'll click on next here. Next, we'll confirm our account details. In this case, it's country, currency, time zone, whether you're a business or an individual. Here, they're gonna ask you whether you're a business or an agency. You can either respond that no, I only run ads for my own business, and look at this, if you click on yes, they won't allow you to create an advertising account on behalf of a client. They encourage you to email your client, and then once the client creates their account, they can invite you to manage that ad account. Next, we're gonna click on create advertiser account, and the final step is to verify your account. Well, they will ask you for some extra questions. So we'll begin the verification right away. You will confirm your business name and where your business is located. Click on continue. And this is where companies that aren't registered in the US can get away with it, because they ask you for your EIN or employer identification number. They also ask for a physical address, and that can't be a PO box. And once you click on continue, your account will go into review. In my case, it took about 72 hours to get verified. And on my screen, you'll see the exact message that you'll see when you try to log in while you are going through the review process. Let's move forward to create and launch our first ChatGPT ads campaign. First, go to settings, then general, and enter enter your advertiser name and brand logo exactly how you want them to appear in your ads. This is what users will actually see. Next thing, you want to click on the billing section. Click on billing settings and make sure you set up all your billing profile with all your company information. And finally, click on settings, user section, and give access to all your team members. You can give them admin access for full control, member access to create and manage campaigns, or view only if you just want them to monitor performance. Now, a quick message for brand owners: your ad account is one of your most valuable business assets. It should always be owned by you and not your agency. Okay, now's the fun part. Let's create your first campaign. Click on create on the top right section. When you're inside the ads manager, you have two options: import a CSV template that OpenAI gives you here, upload bulk, which is useful if you're already running Google Ads because you can export that data and import it directly here, although that's something that we don't really recommend. Or you can create your campaign manually, which is what we're going to do right now. So we're gonna click on create campaign. First, you give the campaign a name. Just keep it organized and keep it simple. In this case, I'm gonna do RM, which stands for RedMelon, my agency. I'm gonna type in general. This campaign is not gonna have any specifics like pushing top sellers or any others. And then I usually like to put the objective of the campaign so I don't have to get into the settings to know what I'm really doing. In this case, the objective is gonna be clicks, and you can even pick the country that you're targeting. Okay, let's move to the next section, which is objectives. You have two options available right now, and they're gonna roll a third option soon. So right now you can do either reach or impressions or maximizing clicks. The one coming up and it's gonna be super interesting, especially for e-commerce, is conversions. This is a big deal because essentially right now you can't tell the algorithm to optimize for purchases the way you would do on Meta or Google. That's coming, but it's not here yet. My recommendation is to start with clicks, so you only pay when someone clicks on your ad. Next, we're gonna select the location that we're gonna target. In this case, I'm gonna pick United States of America, but just so you know, you can choose all or some of these locations, whatever you prefer. Alright, and in the budget section, big surprise here, they rolled out literally today the daily budget alternative. Before, you can only choose campaign budget. So to test the waters, let's do $100 per day. Just feel free to pick whatever you're comfortable with here. We are on the testing phase of this new platform. Maybe you want to be conservative, maybe you want to be aggressive, so whatever you choose is totally fine. Now, conversion events, super important. You wanna add all the events. In this case, this is an e-commerce brand, so we're gonna add purchase, initiate checkout, add to cart, and finally, page views. Look at the message right here. Select the event you want to track and measure. So if you don't add all your conversion events right here, you will not be able to see these metrics while you monitor performance on the next following days. One quick note on tracking conversions. ChatGPT Ads has a pixel and a conversions API. To set it up, you'll need to inject some code through Google Tag Manager. I'm not going to dive deep into that in this video, but drop a comment below if you want me to record a full tracking tutorial and I'll make it happen. Unlike platforms like Google Ads or Meta Ads, there's no native integrations yet. Then set your start date, set your end date if needed. I'm not gonna set up an end date here, and we'll click on next to the ad group section. Super simple, just give your ad group a name, and based on the objective that we picked on the previous step, which was maximize clicks, we have an opportunity here to set up the maximum CPC bid. Now look at this, they give you some guidance on how much the CPC would cost for you to be competitive. So if we input $1, OpenAI tells you that your bid may be too low to deliver reliably. Essentially, that means that other advertising are likely bidding more, so you may be out of the bid. Now, from $3 onwards, this switches to strong delivery, so your bid is likely competitive for this ad group. Just keep it at $3, see how it works, and eventually you can ramp it up. You're gonna add your URL here, in this case it's redmelon.io, and then you hit one of the most important fields in the platform, context hints. Context hints are your targeting. Full stop. Here, OpenAI encourages you to describe the conversations, topics, or keywords where your products or services may be relevant. These hints guide matching but aren't exact match targeting rules. So what they say here is that they will use this as signals, and whatever you input here, it's not going to exclude whatever you don't include here. So on Google, you target keywords. On Meta, you target audiences. And on ChatGPT, you describe in plain English the types of conversations where you want your ad to show up. And here's exactly how OpenAI tells you to think about it. Think of context hints as broad thematic signals, not exact keyword matching. You want to describe the user intent or topic area. Write down the types of questions, needs, or situations a user might bring to ChatGPT rather than just listing standalone keywords. And here's a cool thing you can do. Go to chatgpt.com and type in this. Based on OpenAI's official documentation on how to write effective context hints for ChatGPT ads, the link is below. Propose context hints for www.adidas.com and explain why. So here they suggested tons of context hints for different categories like running and performance, soccer, fashion and streetwear, gym and training. So this is kind of a complex brand in that sense, has multiple categories, but let's look at this. Best running shoes for marathon training, shoes for long distance running and recovery, what to wear for gym and cardio workouts. On the soccer football section, indoor versus outdoor soccer shoes. You could also include these questions below, like best stylish shoes for travel. For my agency, I kept it simple, like how to scale my e-commerce with Meta ads, with ChatGPT ads, how to reduce cost per acquisition, and how to improve my Google Ads ROAS. One thing that you will notice right here is you have the possibility to create more than one ad group per campaign. For the sake of this video, we're gonna keep it simple, and I'm gonna click on next to configure our ads. So pick a name for your ad. In this case, we're gonna call it ad 1, but ideally you wanna name the ad with something that tells you what's actually on that ad. What's the angle? What is it all about? Now let's talk about the actual ad. You have three elements: the headline, the description, and the creatives or ad images. I made an example for a travel bag here, so let's look at this. Headlines is up to 50 characters. In this case, looking for a travel bag that lasts. This is the bold line at the top of your card. Description is up to 100 characters, just 1 or 2 sentences, keep it simple. In this case, I led with key features like design for organization, durability, and timeless style. And for your creative, paste a square image. And if you can use an image more related to lifestyle rather than just a photo of the product like the one I have right here, that's even better. Okay, so next we're gonna click on review, look at everything, make sure the data is correct, and once you're ready, click on create campaign and boom, you're live. Final recommendation is test. Create multiple ads per ad group with different headlines, different descriptions, different images. The platform shows you CTR and cost per click for each one, so you'll know fast what's working and what's not. Now, a lot of my clients ask me, is there a real opportunity here in ChatGPT ads? Is it actually cheap? Am I gonna be able to generate sales, and are they gonna be profitable? And that's when bidding strategies come in. So let's talk about them, because this is where most people get scared and honestly where the biggest opportunity is hiding. As I mentioned earlier, you have two options. You pay by reach or impression, which is CPM, or you pay by clicks. That's CPC. When the first ChatGPT ads started rolling in the US, the CPM value was $60 per 1,000 impressions, and 9 weeks later, it had already dropped to $25. We are seeing it as low as $15 for some clients, so the trend right now is going down. For CPC, the platform currently recommends a maximum CPC bid limit between $3 and $5. Now, in theory, with almost zero competition right now, you could end up paying much less than your max bid. That's how ad actions work. But honestly, we don't know yet how the action dynamics are playing out inside ChatGPT. It's something we are watching closely in our clients' accounts, and you should too. So that's your window. Prices are coming down. Competition is almost zero. The biggest opportunity is right now, not in 6 months, right now. Now, I've told you why ChatGPT ads is the gold rush. Now, let me tell you what's still the gold mine. ChatGPT gets 2.5 billion prompts every single day, but Google still up to 14 billion searches per day. At RedMelon, we generated over 6 million in revenue for one of our e-commerce clients in just 30 days with Google Ads. I made an entire video breaking down exactly how we did it. Link is right up here. Now, we've already started running ChatGPT ads for our own clients at RedMelon. So if you're thinking about getting started with ChatGPT ads and you want someone who's already in the trenches doing it, we can help. The link is in the description. And if you're running Meta ads, this video explains the exact strategy we use to take one of our clients from 2 million to 7 million in 12 months. If you want to keep up to date with ChatGPT ads, please subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.